Welcome to the channel. My name is Niladri Mukherjee and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice here in Guelph, Ontario. So do you really need an immigration consultant or a lawyer in order for you to file a visa application for Canada? Be it a temporary residency such as a visit visa, a study visa or a work permit, or even for your permanent residency. Do you really need an immigration consultant or a lawyer? Let's just try to brainstorm and see what the conclusion that we can potentially arrive at. Now, if you search through Google, if you search through the YouTube videos, in my opinion, there are two segments of people, right? And maybe there is a third segment as well. One segment of YouTuber is telling you that, well, you do not need anybody's help because the Canadian immigration is very, very simple. You see, I have immigrated to Canada without anybody's help. And here are all the resources that are available online. You have the WhatsApp group and all the social media channels. So why do you even want to pay somebody, for an immigration or for a visa application to Canada? That's one segment. And there is a segment of immigration lawyers that are basically telling you is that, well, the immigration lawyers are way better than immigration consultants, even the licensed consultants, and then obviously you do not need an immigration consultant, or obviously do not do things on your own. You must have to come to immigration lawyer and pay like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And there is a third segment that is telling, yes, you need it for this application, you may not need it for this application. So what really is? Before we jump onto this, let's just try to understand what an immigration consultant or a lawyer is supposed to do and what are they good at. So as an immigration consultant myself, before coming into this profession or before becoming an immigration consultant, I had to go back to a school, had to study an immigration consultant diploma, had to score CLB 9 in IELTS or CELPIP. I scored 9 in CELPIP in this particular case. Then I had to clear entry to practice examination. Then I had to go for all the fingerprinting, all the police clearance and everything. And after that, I got my license. So what I did in that whole process is that I studied Canadian immigration law and the regulations, the legislation that defines anything and everything related to Canadian immigration. Now, for example, if you apply for a tourist visa to Canada, today, and this question may come into your mind, well, I'm just applying for a tourist visa to Canada. Why do I even need to understand what the law says, what the regulation says? I just want to visit Canada and I will come back. But the problem with this is that whatever you're doing with respect to Canadian immigration or visa thing, you are basically taking advantage or basically utilizing some section of the law or some section of the regulation, which is why whenever you face a rejection, be it a study permit rejection or a visit visa rejection, they will always mention a legal section as to why they have refused your application. In case of visit visa, you typically see 179 of the IRPR. In case of study visa, you must have seen 216 of the IRPR, right? So even though you do not understand the law and the regulations, they are refusing your application, citing the law and the regulations, because whatever you do in this space relates to either the law or the regulations. So if you think that you know the law, if you know the regulations all by yourself, you do not have to come to anybody. If you think you do not understand the law, you do not understand the regulations, you might need a professional help. Having said that, it is probably not that simple and straightforward all the time. Let's understand a case. For example, if your age is under 30, you want to apply for an express entry system. Even though there is no draw coming up at this point in time, you're quite adamant to just apply for the express entry system because of whatever reason, right? And you think, based on the CRS calculator, your score is coming out to be 480 or 490, for example. In that case, do you really need an immigration consultant or a lawyer? Probably no, because everything is available for your consumption in the government website for free. Then why do you really need an immigration consultant for that matter? Let's consider another example. For example, you're applying for a tourist visa to Canada and your genuine intention is to visit Canada and go back and leave Canada. But you're really not sure how to write a submission letter, how to present all the documents properly, and how to make sure that an application is being done in correct manner so that you do not face a rejection. In that case, you obviously need an immigration consultant to help you with that. And when I say immigration consultant, you need a licensed immigration consultant. I'm not talking about the ghost consultants here. And just to repeat myself, a licensed consultant is somebody that is licensed by ICCRC and now the college. And that licensed consultant should always have an R number. If you want to know my R number to verify my status, it is 709-205. You can go to the college website and verify the number. And this is true for any immigration consultant that you end up working with. Say, for example, you're coming here for a student. Doesn't matter whether you are a just graduate or or you are a mature student. A study visa application is a very complicated kind of an application because you have to prove that you will leave Canada at the end of your study, even though your intention is obviously not to leave Canada at the end of your study. And then you have to prove that either your previous work experience or your previous studies have a direct correlation with the proposed study, and that your proposed study will help you to choose a job back home. Is it really that easy to do it on your own? I don't know. It's for you to decide. If you think you can do it on your own. You may need help in silos, and then you may need professional consultation step by step, or you may need help for the whole application. But if you think you can do anything, all these things on your own, you're most welcome to do it on your own. When it comes to the PNPs, when it comes to the provincial nominee case, for example, now applying to the provincial nominee, now there are a lot of information that are available on all the provincial websites as well as on third-party domain, though I strongly discourage you to look at the third-party domains and only look at the authorized government website to understand what exactly the provincial requirements are. But you can always look at a combination of sources to arrive at to understand what those provincial requirements are. Now, if you want to apply to the PNPs, various PNPs, you may not really need an immigration consultant or a lawyer, right? You can apply on your own. Now, when you get an invitation to apply, in my opinion, in that case, you may need some professional help to fine-tune your application to make sure it is being submitted in a correct manner. But in that case also, if you think you can do everything on your own, you may not need anybody. You can do it on your own. So it really boils down to your understanding about the law and your understanding about the regulations, and then trying to figure out whether you really need anybody to help you with that application or not. But at the same time, it is also very important for you to understand is that you probably should not go to ghost consultants that are mushrooming in your home country, even though they charge a fraction of the price what a licensed consultant would charge. Because first of all, they're not legally allowed to charge you money, and secondly, unfortunately, they do not understand the law and the regulations. So it's basically paying money to somebody that really do not know what they're doing. So you do not want to do that. So either do it on your own or work with a licensed professional if you think that person is able to add a value to the table, right? So adding value to the table, in my opinion, is most important, which is why somebody that is coming to me, even for a tourist visa application, I really take the person for a paid professional consultation to clarify all the doubts that I have on my own about the person's profile. The person is then able to ask me all the questions, and then if we arrive at a common plan, only then we start the application process. Because at this point in time, at least, the situation could evolve in the future, may change in the future. I cannot predict, I don't know. But at least at this point in time, the overall immigration and the temporary residence applications are in a very, very complex kind of situations, right? The number of applications are so high, the officers are sitting on so very high backlogs that they're more tend to refusing the applications than accepting even a genuinely made application. So at this point in time, it may be beneficial for you to take some professional help. But yeah, as I've said, if you're confident in doing things on your own, mostly welcome to do things on your own. But when it comes to the refusals, when you face a refusal, either a study permit refusal or a visit visa refusal or even a PR refusal, it may make sense in that case definitely to go for professional help to at least understand what has really gone wrong. You can definitely procure a GCMS notes. If you have somebody in Canada, that person can procure the GCMS notes for you. But it is really important for you to understand the GCMS notes, to infer the notes in a legalized manner, in a correct manner, to be able to make a proper application. So if you're faced a rejection, any sort of rejection, in my opinion, you may seek a professional help, but it really boils down to what you are confident of. I hope this clarifies. I hope this helps. If you need my professional assistance, drop me a line, contact@nuvonation.ca. I shall be glad to connect with you. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.